Aye, well, I don't know who it is. Do you, Bridge?
Absolutely not. It's certainly no here anyway, up in the West End. No way.
I wouldn't think so. So, we've are we over the result yet? As I said, pleased and disappointed at the same time, Bridge, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I've intimated last night. Absolutely wonderful performance given the situation and certain things that happened during the game. We're really disappointing. We've ended up with probably one of the best players in Scotland getting injured once again, and nothing said about it. Just shocking, utterly shocking. However, I have to say this as a Rangers fan, a true blue. I have to say that's 2 games we've played, the last 2 games, and unfortunately for us, we fell asleep in the last couple of minutes and let in 2 goals. That's obviously the manager needs to look at that and do something about it, because
I've got a different point of view for you, mate. The circumstances, one was a double deflection in the back of the net, and the circumstances, if I'd have said to you after 12 minutes with what happened in that game, we'd play so well and come away with a draw, you would have bit more math for it, mate. The performance was up for me. Professional, everybody worked hard. There was some better than others. I thought Ryan Jack was outstanding. Ulster, Goldson for me showed his leadership qualities. Everybody else was steady. Murphy and Windass worked hard, and just if some of our passing had just been a little bit more crisper, we would have got the second goal, mate, and we'd have been in the easy street with 10 men. Ulster.
Oh yeah, well, it was a kind of performance, mate, that had your heart bursting from your chest, which we haven't had in a long time as a Rangers support. As I say, I'm very proud of the team. As you say yourself, mate, about 11 minutes in, going to 10 men, having to play the game 87 minutes with 10 men, you'd be thinking to yourself, if you can get a draw away at Bataldry, you would take it there and then. But they actually come away from it so bitterly disappointed, and it actually feeling like we got a defeat in the end, the way it worked out.
Yeah.
I think when you look on it, you get over the disappointment. I think we'll have to say it was a great performance.
Yeah, Bridge, how the game's changed, mate. That McKenna tackle and what Morelos did, that used to happen in the tunnel with you.
Oh, yes. And a lot of verbal as well, I must say. A lot of verbal as well. But, no, I think I'm very proud of the team, very proud. And there's going to be a massive, massive difference at the way we play our game, in particular Ibrox. The amount of points that we disappointingly lost over the last few games of our last few seasons, actually, particularly last season. Dreadful performances sometimes. So the performance level is going to come up, and I think you said it yourself, it might be worth another 10, 12 points to us, maybe even more, if we get things sorted out at the back, and they've done it. So I was very disappointed that Mr. McInnes came out and said what he said, that he felt they should have got more than a point for that game. Nah, sorry.
I don't know what he was watching, mate. I don't know what he was watching.
And he's got the wrong audience as well. Wrong audience.
Yeah, I don't know what he was watching. Do you, Ulster? Really?
No. I think he came away from it, to be honest. He actually said he was happy with the point, mate. That tells you everything you need to know. We didn't have dodge about
he would have been happy, mate, because on the 92nd minute he wasn't getting in out the game, and one punt fell for him luckily, and they got the goal, and that was it. But for me, there was more positives than negatives for our team, Bridgeman.
100%. No, I thought it was an absolutely brilliant performance by us. Brilliant. I'm really, really pleased. I thought, look, we saw a master performance by that boy Ryan Jack. What a player. I said this at the start of last season. Unfortunately, injury and a few other wee things went wrong. But seriously, that boy, I thought he would have been our captain. There you go. That's how I thought last season. Obviously, it didn't happen. But there you go. What a master game.
You never know, mate. He might still.
It might be, yeah. Just wonderful. And his whole his profile's raised up just with that display. The whole world's watching there because everything's on it. And what happens to him? He's a dreadful over the shoulder tackle, and battered in the head and landed on. Just shocking.
But let's come away from the negatives, mate. We talked about the referee. What about the positives? What about the way we played?
Oh, wonderful. 10 men. Absolutely wonderful. I reckon we could have scored another 3 goals there. The times that we got through, we could have scored another 3 goals. With a bit of luck and better decision making. But we've got a young team. It's all youngsters that are running the show for us at the moment, and it's great to watch. Just great.
Obviously, the experienced pros were Murphy and Murphy and Alan McGregor. The rest are relatively young men.
Yeah, Candace is a wee bit older as well.
He didn't play on Sunday at all. You know, so you Windass.
That's right.
You the three in midfield. Arfield's an experienced pro Ulster.
Yeah. I thought they had a good game. There's smashing players.
Arfield's an experienced pro Ulster.
Yeah, he is, mate. He's played. Well, not only has he got experience in the Scottish game, he has experience in probably the best league in the world, which is the Premiership, mate. And he played a lot of games there last season. So, yeah, he has the experience, mate. And you've seen bits of his play and how good he's going to be for us, mate. And I think if we had had 11 men and we had another out ball, you know, the way Morelos holds the ball up and waits for others to get into play, you'd have probably seen the likes of Hartfield having an even better game, Murphy as well. But it's just the way it worked out, mate. But I think that, as you say, that experience that we lacked so much last season really helped us in that game.
Am I right in saying, but changes for there was only who was there? Tavernier, Windass, Murphy, and obviously Ryan Jack had been injured, but that was complete with 7 new players. He's gelled the team together well as our manager, isn't he?
Oh, what a job he's doing! And not only that, he's riled the whole country up. And we know how everybody's against us anyway, but he's riled everybody up. He's riled them all up. Whoops a daisy.
Oh, fucking hot. It's a hot thing. What is that on there with you?
Wait a minute. We've got somebody in the call, but it needs to be quiet there. They'll be joining us in a few minutes. So we've got a new feature tonight, Bridgeman. You're looking forward to it? We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. And by the way, I'm just seeing them all, and they look all handsome guys down there, and they're really, just look really nice, really nice. Wow.
Thought she wasn't meant to be gone by now, Hawks.
Who? What was that? Ulster, I missed that.
I thought she wasn't meant to be gone by now.
Are you looking forward to Ulster?
I can't wait, mate. See the guys and gals, coming through, especially since I've joined Twitter and stuff and on the Facebook, and I'm talking to a lot of the people, the Plymouth True Blues, and they're magnificent people. They really are, and I'm glad we've got a platform here for these guys to use this. And I can't wait to get speaking to them. I had a wee chat with you in there earlier, but I can't wait to get speaking to them again. And I'm going to make it on my bucket list. It's a place I'm going to be going to visit. So at some point, I'll be down at that club.
Don't date, mate. Don't date.
Oh, I like doing decisions like that. You know me.
I know. I've not recovered for it, mate. That was brilliant. Absolutely superb weekend. But Ulster, it's not just all about the Born True Blues. We want to get other buses involved and get other people to tell us their story and see where it takes us going forward, mate.
Yeah, this is exactly, mate. That's what it's all about. That's what the show's here for. It's for Rangers fans to promote Rangers things, everything we're involved in. Nobody else is going to do it for us, Ox, which we know. But there's other platforms that just won't, report and won't just do it right. So this is the platform for normal birds like ourselves, mate, to come on and tell us what you're doing and come on and promote your clubs and pages that you're involved with and anything else. That's what it's all about.
Here.
Bridgeman, just out of curiosity, what was the first ever Rangers supporters bus you travelled in?
I had the pleasure, you could call it pleasure anyway. I actually had the pleasure of travelling in the Brigton Mermaid bus. I don't know if you've ever been on that.
I've never been on it, but I've came across it. Yes.
Oh yes. It was quite a quiet bus, as you know. Nice, gentle folk in it, you know. And I got up to the one of the ones for Drumchapel, one of the Drumchapel Rangers supporters buses as well. But I used to just go over in the subway. Used to meet the boys in Partick, go for a pint in the Vicky most of the time, and then just go across in the subway. But at times I've done that. So, actually, that was me speaking when
You speaking to yourself, Bridge?
I just heard the echo there, you know.
He's good at that. So that was the first bus, Bridge, yeah, was it?
It's the first support. I think it was the first supporters bus I was ever on, yeah.
Age?
So, oh, God, I was only about, when I went on the supporters bus, maybe, I was actually only about 15, you know. But we were a bit crazy then, you know, we were young and crazy, you know.
All right. Ulster, you've been part of the One bus, haven't you? The One organisation.
The one, yes, from Lisburn, obviously, at our club at Legan Valley. So, yeah, it's another club we're hoping to get on as secretary, sort of trying to organise that out to get himself on. But, yeah, I was going over with my father from the age of 9, and the way we used to do it was obviously the Stena early in the morning across the Irish Sea to watch the famous Glasgow Rangers. And once you first see Ibrox, that's you hooked. That's just the way it is. That's the way it was for me. I think the first game was Dunfermline 7-0, and I know Bridgebad hasn't fond memories to Ferma, but we beat them 7-0 that day, and that's been me hooked ever since.
All right. Is that when Big Broadfoot got the second goal, was it? Or was that... No, that was 2007. That would be before that, mate. Before that.
No, but long before it was... that was when Negri and I think Gaza scored a cracker that day as well.
All right, okay. Well, back in 98, 97, 98?
Yep, around that time, yep.
Yeah, all right. Well, lads, if you don't mind going on mute, we'll try this and we'll see where it goes. This could either be brilliant, Bridgeman.
I wish you luck, and a good luck to the Plymouth True Blues.
So if you don't mind going on mute, Fox has got a tune. Well, good evening to everybody at Plymouth True Blues. How are we doing? We've been joined by two places about Davy's AWOL, so he's speaking to his life at a hotel under the covers with somebody. How we doing, Davy?
Oh, brand new.
And Big Lee's hosting back in the club in Plymouth. How we doing, Lee? Right, I know that you're a lot older than Lee, Davy.
Thanks for that.
I'm going to go to you with the history of the club, and we'll go to Lee as we go through what's happening to Davy. How was the club formed up 30 years ago, yeah?
It was 1988 it was formed, and basically there was a load of bears in Plymouth and nobody actually grabbed it and put things together, you know, so me and a couple of others, John Hunter and another couple of guys, just sort of grabbed it. We had a meeting, put it in the local paper, and on the first night we had about 70 people turn up, which just shows you the potential for clubs all over the place. I mean, we've got a lot of servicemen down here, so that helped us, you know. But going before that, I remember going to Luton when early 80s, 1982, 83, and they had a Rangers club there, and it planted a wee seed in my head, you know, thinking we can do that, you know. And we are where we are now. We've done it, you know.
So that was 1988. So how many people turned up that first night?
I think it was about 76, 77 on the first night.
Jeez, oh. So did they drink that night?
No, we don't drink at all. We're a temperance club.
Right, I noticed that myself when I was doing So, for that Acorn, what happened? So somebody's got to organise it. Somebody's got to be the driving force. You know, you get people who are good organisers, people who are good fundraisers. What was the next steps?
Oh, there was just a few of us picked up the ball and ran with it, you know, and we, within 18 months, we were running buses to Ibrox, like 50-seaters, which is a bit of a trip, you know, it's 500 miles each way. We were getting home like midnight on a Sunday night after a 3 o'clock Saturday game, you know. But
yeah, man, my old man only stayed a couple of miles for Ibrox, and he was the same.
What did he tell his wife he was doing in Plymouth?
So you started doing buses quite quickly, and was the number still there, or did it grow?
Aye, we were running buses for about maybe 5 years non-stop, and they were good. Maybe every 6 or 7 weeks we were running them. You know, we were maybe getting 35, 40 on a bus, and then we used to stay in Glasgow Saturday night when it was Saturday games. Stop at Lockerbie or Blackburn on the way back down, that usually ended up into like a 4 hour, 5 hour session. Like the traffic clear, you know. And I'd get home late Sunday night.
Right, okay. So it's a labour of love, eh?
It was a labour of love. Done my kidneys in, you know, our livers are all done, but, you know, it was good fun.
But you can always get a new liver, mate.
I know, we've all got them.
You can always get a new liver.
Aye.
So for that, and what was the mix? Was that the vast majority of the people expats?
No, it was about 50-50, you know. It was genuinely 50-50. We had a lot of English people who were right into it. Because bear in mind, you're then starting to get into the days of Terry Butcher and Chris Woods and people like that. You know, we went through a period where we had a lot of English internationals, and people were right into it then, you know, really, really into it then, you know. And yeah, no, it was good. It was, you know, these were halcyon days, you know, really good.
They're coming again, mate. They're coming again.
Oh, you're right.
So you start travelling. The people coming up the road. See the mix of the people. Was it the same 40 people, or was it different mixes coming up for all the journeys?
No, we were picking up in Torquay and picking up in Exeter, picking up Taunton. We had a couple of people coming from Taunton all the time, and sometimes in the Midlands, you know. So we used to stay in the pub till shutting time on a Friday night, and then the bus would be picking us up for the pub at shutting time, and then come up through the night. And there was a wee truck stop at Lesmahago. We used to go in there maybe about 7 in the morning, the bar was open, and that was it. 7 on a Saturday morning.
A healthy option then.
Oh, I went uphill after that.
Fair play. It's all about enjoying yourself. And what about the actual football? Did you see any?
What football?
So when after that, you've done a lot of travel and you've done a lot of miles. When was your first European adventure?
We've nearly always got people at European games. I think the last one was the first one we've not had ended up for a long time. You know, I've done 95, so I'm going for the ton this year. You know, but you'll nearly always see our flag there.
Your flag, yeah, your flag's there. I think I even saw it in Florida.
That was a good trip.
Aye.
Aye. No, I mean, the European trips are good for us because, see, when everybody's scrambling to fly for Glasgow and Edinburgh, we can slip out for Bristol or Exeter or even nip up to London. It's easy for us, so we can get the cheap flights. So see when the draw's been made, I'll be sat with my laptop with, you know, Flybe, EasyJet, Ryanair, British Airways, get them all up, and as soon as the draw's been made, bang, hit the button. You've got 10 people who want to go straight away. And it's a lot easier than the guys up the road who are trying to book flights for Glasgow, and the flights are going up straight away, you know. Aye.
I suppose that's the plus side. But it takes them 20 minutes to get to the game, and it takes you 10 hours. So it swings and roundabouts.
I know.
Swings and roundabouts.
That's 1,000 miles.
When the bus formed, the characters in the bus that drove it forward, yourself and some of the boys no longer with us now, because 30 years is a long time, eh?
Aye, there's a few deed, you know, with the livers and that, you know.
Aye, they were.
But no, we've still got a few original members, and we've got some really good characters, you know, and I think you'll be hearing from one in a minute, you know. But listen, I just want to put on record thanks to Jim Hanna for the support he's gave us over the years, you know. I remember meeting Jim in Moscow when we played over there, and we were all dressed as dwarfs, the 7 dwarfs. You know, that was the first time I met Jim, and ever since then he's supported us really well, you know.
Was Jim grumpy?
Aye, a miserable old bugger, aye. He got a tattoo down in Plymouth, did you know that?
I did not, mate, but you can tell me whereabouts later.
Aye, that's right.
Don't worry, but you might hear the dulcet tones of Mr. James Hanna later on in a few minutes' time.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, brilliant. No, I mean, we've got some really... See, now, we've got our own club. I mean, you probably know that. And
I was going to come to that.
See, everybody that's in that club at the moment, a big thanks to every one of them, because everyone's put their shoulder to the wheel, and we've turned what was like a derelict building into a nice wee clubhouse. And it's no rocket science, it's just hard work. And every single person listening to this now, it's my strong belief that every city in this country should have a good strong Rangers club in it. and it's no difficult. It's no difficulty, you know.
I think you have to do the right blend of people, mate. People who are willing to do the hard work, people who have to do the organising. It's getting the right blend of people. When did the idea come about for the club? And who drove it forward?
Well, basically, the club, we're above a club called Raffles, you know, and Phil Gill.
Yep.
And Phil, I've known Phil for 30 odd years, and he's a good friend of mine, you know. That friendship's at real danger some days, especially when we play Celtic. But, you know, he said we used to go into his pub and watch. I mean, we've been to a lot of places, some good, some bad, some tolerated us for a few years, you know. But I asked him if we could have upstairs, and he says, yeah, no bother, you know. So, you know, he tolerates us, but he's a good, honest man who's given us a lot of support, you know, through thick and thin. And then basically there was a squad of us just got together, put new flooring down, decorated it, painted it. You've seen the murals up on the wall, you know, the big screen and the tellies. And I've got to say, I'm really, really proud of the people that sat back in that club now. Really top people, you know.
When did you get the premises?
Probably 3 years ago now. You know?
Right, okay. So you've done a lot in a relatively short space of time, mate.
Oh yeah, we've knocked down walls and things like that. We've done a lot of work, you know, and hardly any professional contractors, nearly all ourselves, you know.
Aye, well, mate, it was ideal. It's a great base you've got, and the people there. It wouldn't matter, I think, if it was in a garden, mate. The welcome you get for the people sometimes is more important, and the people that I met there were absolutely out of this world.
Aye, but it's not rocket science. Everybody can do it, you know. And if anybody's listening tonight, come and have a look. Our phone is up. Our contact is. If they want any advice or support, we'll give them as much as we can. You know, we will support anybody that wants to do what we've done. You know, and see the people that come down and work in the dockyard or come in for the Navy and that, they walk into that club and they just open their eyes and they're gobsmacked. But that's all the thanks we want, you know. We want to provide a service for our supporters and also for the people that are coming down visiting Plymouth.
In the 3 years you've had the base, obviously Plymouth's a big military town, yeah, and obviously there's a lot of jocks in the forces. When people get there and they find that there's a club, have you many of them called by to watch big games, etc.? What's their reaction?
Love it. They absolutely love it. And we got a lot of submariners who disappear for 6 months and they come back and it's as if they've never been away, you know. They come in, you know, you maybe 6 or 7 of them off the submarine who are away, guys for Ulster and that, and Scottish boys. They'll disappear away wherever they go, you know. They're not supposed to tell us and they don't. But they come back and it's just like they've never been away, straight back on the bear and off we go again. But I've got to say, you know, the last couple of years have been hard, but the buzz is back. See the buzz on Sunday, we all looked at each other and I thought, the Rangers are back. And Tom Commentator summed it up the other day, you know, when he was interviewed on your show. I think we're back and I think everybody feels it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Aye, mate, I don't doubt that, mate. I think our club's just moving forward, making great strides. There's a few pegs we have to sort out and get them sorted, i.e. the strip deal, and there's a few other things off the park, but on the park, mate, we're definitely going from strength to strength. What's your membership at the moment, Davey?
It was 121 last year, so the memberships the renewals are flooding back in new, but we were 121 last year. It'll be more this year. The Stevie Gerrard things made a lot of interest, you know.
I mean, obviously, I live down south the same as yourself, and there is more people want to talk to you about the Rangers because of Stevie joining our club than we did before, mate. Apart from maybe in 2012 when everybody wanted to talk to you about it, you know.
I know. I know what you mean.
You know, so you get the buzz, and obviously that benefits your club because more people come and watch the games, etc. Because then obviously more people spend the money in the club, which is a benefit to the club. How many bus trips are you running this year, mate, up to the game? Which is 1,000 mile, we'll repeat that, 1,000 mile round trip, yeah?
Well, it's cheaper to fly now. See, the good old days when we used the good old days when we had the buses, see with the diesel going through the roof. We used to run Star Rider buses, so we used to run the buses where, you know, the band buses were like Robbie Williams would have them during the week, and we'd be stoating about over the weekend. 2 bars in it, a kitchen, toilet, TVs, the whole lot. 14 beds. We used to run up and down on them all the time, you know. But see now, we're coming up for the Dundee game, and we'll run a bus up to Bristol Airport. We'll fly up for Bristol, and then that's the Friday night out, Saturday night out, and then Sunday we'll fly back down to Exeter. Works out about £100. It's no bad.
Right, okay. What would the cost of a bus be, roughly?
Oh, through the roof. £2,000.
Is it?
£2,500. Yeah. Yeah, it's just fuel, you know.
Aye, okay, mate. Aye. And plus, obviously, it's an easier trip. You can sit in the airport, a few pints, but
Aye, you're right.
40 minutes you're up in the air and down, and maybe away you go in the city. Easier.
You're not sitting in the M6 for hours, you know.
Especially at the moment, mate.
Hey, unless your name's Big Lee, who's on the National Express every week.
And I'll bring him in. We've also been joined by Jim Hanna. How we doing, Jim?
Not too bad, guys.
How we doing, mate? Listen, I know you made that journey on the bus with the lads, eh?
A couple of times, I couldn't believe when David's talking about the Star Rider there. I couldn't believe what I seen. Now they says to me, "Oh, it's got beds on it and it's got PlayStation, bars, everything on it," and I'm going, "Aye, right, okay. I've been here before. I know what it's going to be like." And then literally, I just get in, get one pint, and then David says, "Right, that's it. The bus is leaving." And I'd flown down, and I said, "All right, okay. This bus is out there." And Davy's going, "You better go and quick if you want to get a bed." I think it's 12 beds, Davy, is that right?
14
beds. Says you better go and quick and grab yourself a bed.
They told you there was 12, so you had to share with somebody, Jim.
I thought it was a wind-up, honestly. I thought it was a wind-up. And I went out and I went on the bus and I went, I couldn't believe it. It was like summer holiday, you know, with Cliff Richards. And all the bars were all stocked up with all the Smirnoff Ice and the lager and everything else. So I went, oh, here we go. It was absolutely brilliant. And the next time I was doing David Murray, I was at a meeting and David Murray was at the meeting and he says, "You need to travel with the boys for Plymouth because that's some journey that they do every week." I said, "I've already been there." He says, "Well, you'll go back down again then." Suits me.
Jim, you still owe the bus fare, mate.
Aye, I know.
when you went
beds in there, you never get much sleep.
No, when you went down the first time, Jim, you done. I think you concentrated and you done an article on one fan.
I done an article what?
And Big Lee.
Oh, aye, Big Lee. Aye, when I met Lee and Lee's a local lad, and and I was interested in how he started following Rangers, and he told me the story. He seen a guy, with the old C.R. Smith, the shiny top, during when Souness came, and he stopped the boy and he asked him, who was that? And he says Rangers, and he thought it was Queen's Park Rangers. And the boy says no, and they took him into it was a pub that he used to drink at. I think it was a Clipper, Davey. No,
it might have been the Butchers at that time. Aye.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do, David, Jim. Well, lastly, because Lee's joined us live for the Plymouth Rangers Supporters Club. How we doing, Lee?
Hey, Oxjay, you okay, pal?
I'm all right, mate. Me, Davey, Jim Hanna here.
Good lads.
Jim's just telling a story about you. Is this true?
Yeah, but it was the early 80s? And it wasn't allowed, so just playing football, and the partner was like the kids and all that. And I was just a little kid then. And then, like you say, just bumped into them. They were saying about the Rangers and all that. And I was saying, what, Queen's Park Rangers? And they were saying, no, Glasgow Rangers. So since the early 80s, I've been travelling up. But my dad's from the North East, like Sunderland and that as well. So a lot of them, do you know what I mean? They'll follow Sunderland, Newcastle, and they'll follow Rangers or the Scum. Do you know what I mean? So it's... Aye.
So how did you get involved with the Plymouth True Blues, Lee? I'll go back to Jim in a minute, Jim.
Oh, bloody hell. When did I... Well, like I said, I've been travelling up with them I'm trying to think what year, and it was a long, long time ago. Oh, Davey, I tell you, when I first joined the club, I was really shy and quiet, and I was skinny. I was like a Bobby Sands.
Nothing's changed then, is it?
But that's Davey. Davey, I tell you, I wouldn't say, you know what I mean? I was so quiet and shy. Now look at me.
Where there's blame, there's a claim.
Yeah. But it's like the best times of your life following Rangers. Do you know what I mean? The people you meet, and it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So the people you meet when you're travelling up, especially like Davey was saying, those buses. When we used to get the supporters buses, like you'd be on it for like 10 hours. Like you'd have like a black sack, I always remember it, black sack at the back of the bus, one in the middle, one down the front. By the time you got to George Square and drop people off, every bag would be full to the brim of bottles and cans. And, do you know what I mean? Unbelievable. Great times, great times.
It's easy for when people live local, Jim, and I'll ask Lee this because I think he knows the answer, but it takes a different type of breed to do that travelling, Jimmy. Every home game, you know.
Unbelievable. I mean, and I know the guys, they did enjoy it, you know, when you used to come up in the buses and all that, because they had a really, really good time. It was like a huge party. When you're on the motorway and you didn't even know it, and people were singing and the karaoke machine on, PlayStation. Some people were just sitting downstairs in the quiet lounge, just having a wee blather and things like that. But I mean, they loved it, absolutely loved it, and the time did kind of fly in. You know, you got a couple of hours sleep and then you just get woke up, as Davey said. Lockerbie, I can't remember whereabouts it was. I remember they dropped me off one day and I was going to my work. I had to go straight to Ibrox and honestly, I was bouncing off a bus. And they just dropped me and they go, come with us. I need to go to my work.
Lee.
Hello.
Just, when was the last home game you missed, mate? Remember that you did that. You're still coming up in buses most of the time, aren't you?
God, I think it would have been in the third division. I think maybe I didn't miss many games then, but it might have been one or two I missed. But like I say, the journey up was like a 14-hour journey. But the longest journey I ever had was a bad accident on the way up. And I always remember this game. It was third division, so like it took 17 hours to travel up. Bad accident on the motorway, and the game was Cowden Beef 0-0. Remember that?
Oh, a good friend of mine was at that one.
It's a long
Don't mention that one, please.
A 17-hour journey. Do you know what I mean? I'm sat there at the final whistle. The ground's empty. The one people that are left are just booing and just so frustrated. And I'm looking around, thinking, "What am I doing?" Do you know what I mean? But then the next home game, you're straight back off. You're straight back on it. Do you know what I mean? I feel guilty if I miss a game. I know it sounds mad, but you know what I mean? I do. I've just got to be there. So I'm a member of the Union Bears as well, so, you know, that keeps me fit. Yeah.
Bouncy.
Aye, that keeps me fit. You know, I'm a madman for like 10, 20 minutes or so, and then I've got to sit down and have a rest, and I'm back up again. The young team, do you know what I mean? Bloody, I'm 45. I've got to pace myself.
Obviously, you're very athletically built, Lee.
Oh, you can see it. Yeah, you know, my body's a tempo, do you know?
5 years, Jim, 1,000-mile trip. And let's be honest, some of the draws that we've had to watch in the last few years, that takes a lot of dedication, eh?
Oh, it doesn't have. Aye. It wasn't just Saturday games, and the boys come up for midweek games as well. Sorry.
On you go, Lee.
I was going to say, like you say, midweek games as well. Yeah, it's like everyone, you know what I mean? There's like these European games. It's good to have the European football back, you know what I mean? Hopefully we're going to get in the Europa League proper and that, you know, the actual, that'd be buzzing. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it's just a way of life now, and the people down here are just wonderful. We're so lucky to have this support club, when the people in it, you know, you couldn't meet and mind looking around this room at the minute. But yeah, really, really lucky. And Davey deserves a lot of credit. You know, what he's done with this supporters club and all these people, this building, from what it was like you say, it was a derelict building. And you've been in the Oxygen, you know what this place is like now.
Yeah, it'd be the great time there.
You know, you see the lads up there in Scotland, Glasgow, and you speak to them, and they haven't got this, and they've got bigger supporters clubs than us, more members and more, and you show them the pictures of this place. You know, it's unbelievable, really. so proud of everyone.
Well, one of the reasons we want to try to talk to the supporters bus, I'll go to Davy. You still here, Davy?
Hi, I'm still with you.
Because obviously, you know, when transport started and that, obviously people went with train, but the supporters buses were the lifeblood of the Rangers support, particularly the away support, you know. And it's changed, and there's issues with tickets and people sitting together that's happened in the last, maybe 30, 40 years that never used to be there before. How's the organisation of a trip different now for trying to get people into the match than it was, say, when you started?
Well, to be honest, it's been all right the last few seasons, but this year might be a wee bit of a problem, you know.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, I'll say to you one thing, because I don't think supporters clubs get the recognition they deserve, because we are the lifeblood of this club. Say what you like, supporters clubs and season ticket holders do not get the recognition they deserve, and I mean, it really does start to annoy me a wee bit, you know. And we're going to go through another area with the Soonest area, where a load of people that you've not seen for a long time all turn up, you know, and we don't get the recognition we should, you know, not at all.
What's the answer, mate? Hard one. What's the answer?
I think the answer is the split for away tickets. The supporters clubs should get a better percentage, and I know that there's a working party from supporters clubs secretaries at the moment speaking to Rangers about that, you know. But when a Cat A bus gets 3 tickets or 4 tickets for games, you know, these people.
How can you run a bus with that, mate? You know.
Well, you're right. You know, and no, you're right, and I think that the split should be, because, right, put it this way, imagine the supporters clubs all down tools for a week and says, right, we're not happy with what's going on, well, everybody's going to travel on public transport for a week or 2 weeks for a home game and away game. The infrastructure would collapse, you know, and we don't, as clubs running buses, we don't get the credit we deserve for getting people together and providing a facility for people like Lee and people like that all over the country to jump on a bus, go to the game and come back with like-minded people, you know.
I don't want to put Jim on the spot because it's not about that, but Jim, it's a very, very difficult problem to solve.
Oh, it's massive. I mean, I worked in ticketing, as you know, and with the supporters club and all the sports club stuff that's still used in there is kind of the categories and all that. I came up with this, and it was to try and make it fairer than, you know, because I know for a fact at the time when they changed it all, there was supporters clubs who registered for like 150, and like 110 of them were all graveyard names. You know, they went to the graveyard and got names at the graveyard, and you know, I came up with the idea of you register all your season ticket holders. But there was always supporters clubs who always find a way around everything, and which they did. But I mean, it did help to balance it out a wee bit with the bigger clubs who had a lot of season ticket holders who the money was going to Rangers because they had season tickets, and they got a better option. They got more tickets than you know, when I worked out the categories, the Band A plus, Band A, Band B, C, D, and N for a new club. We tried, you know, obviously the A pluses got more tickets, the A's got slightly less, and then it just went down the scale like that. And it kind of worked for a while. But I mean, as Davey says, it's probably outdated, and it's been made even more difficult now because there's even going to be even less tickets available. A couple of years ago, there was Hibs. I think it was Hibs and Hearts and a couple of other clubs. And Rangers says to them, we're going to start charging you for selling your tickets. And they says, well, we'll just sell them ourselves. And the people who benefited out of that were the supporters clubs, because what they were doing then was just contacting Hibs and saying, you know, we want tickets for our supporters club. And they were saying, how many do you want? And I want 30, 40. They were going, right, okay, 30 or 40, give me your payment details. And that was helping them because they were selling 30 or 40 tickets. But what was happening was a lot of season ticket holders at Rangers weren't getting a chance
Their
here.
tickets. It's a difficult puzzle to solve, mate.
Situation, but and within the supporters clubs, you've got season ticket holders as well. So there's an argument there as well where you can say, well, supporters clubs can get two bites to the cherries. The cherry, do you know what I mean? Because they can get it through their season ticket and then get it through a supporters club. But that just doesn't wash with me, because the amount of tickets that they get, even with their members applying through their season tickets, they might only get maybe 6. If for a club that's registered for, say, 100, for talking sake, they maybe only get 10 of them will get tickets through their season tickets, and the supporters club will get maybe 6. It's still not enough to run a bus. But what you'll find is, and is what Davey says, they're the lifeblood, they're the Rangers, the lifeblood of Rangers fans. These guys will go out the road, they'll get tickets off of players, they'll get tickets off of anywhere there's a ticket going. You'll find that the supporters clubs, especially the ones that's been gone for a while, they'll get their tickets.
Networking. Back to you, Big Lee.
Hello.
Right, so you've done all the travelling. You're new part of the Rangers family, and let's just say you're now a celebrity fan. You might be in the jungle next year.
Yeah, right.
Right. What's the best game you've ever been at, Lee? And who's your Rangers heroes? Apart from me and Fox, of course.
Bridgeman.
And Bridgeman, I know you love Bridge.
Right, Rangers heroes. I'm going to name. I love Mark Walters. I loved him. Right. I must admit, Mark Walters. You can say the obvious, your Gazzers and your Eldrick.
No, that's yours. Mark Walters. A new book coming out shortly, mate. Wrote by a good friend of the show, Jeff Holmes, mate.
Absolute. I just loved the way he played on that wing. Do you know what I mean? It was absolutely superb. A few other names. I'll tell you a player who I like. Remember Mikhailichenko?
Aye, skillful. You like all the skillful ones, mate.
I remember Mikhail, like you say, he'd have a great game or like 2 or 3 games, and then he'd be absolutely pissed. Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't trap the ball, and you think it's not the same player. Do you know what I mean? But he was a really skillful lad. Another one, remember Gabriel Amato?
Another skillful player, mate.
Another skillful. But he wasn't. Was it a season Ox he was with? Was it a season?
A bit longer than that.
It was longer, but
he was good, mate.
Some good goals. You know what I mean? Players like that. So I'm going like names that are maybe not so obvious. You know, another striker I used to like, Jean-Claude Darceville.
Another good player, mate.
Aye.
So in all these games, you've been up and down that motorway. Who's that, mate?
He was really quick, you know what I mean? Like trying to people bounce off him, you know what I mean? When he was in full flow, he was a good striker and all, you know. So those, you know, I say you can name your Gazzers and your Eldrips and your, you know. I must admit, I did love Mark Walters.
Oh, good shout, mate. That is a great shout. So you've talked about the 17-hour journey to Cowden Heath.
Yeah, well,
I'll be honest with you. I think I wasn't at that game, but everybody who was at that game should have a get together.
I'm still crying over that game.
Oh, so, Rich, what was it like, mate? It's, you know what I mean? You sat there.
So, but that was maybe your low point. 17 hours watching that, and it was abysmal. But what's been your high point coming up and down the M6 to watch it, M5, M6, and whatever other M you do to watch the Rangers?
Oh, high point. Every time we beat Scum, obviously, you know what I mean? It's always an high point. The Lovencrans Cup final, that was a good day.
All right, yep.
You know what I mean? Helicopter Sundays as well, you know, the Ibs, Helicopter Sunday, and that was another good one. But I'd say the European nights, I love the game against Parma. We were there, had that team with Crespo and Blink players like that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they had a great side.
I boxed that night, man. Do you know, it was absolutely, it was unbelievable.
There was a wee bit of that last Thursday, Lee.
Yeah, but I say, European nights, mate, was some of the best, you know what I mean? But where do you begin? Like, you know, like you say about naming your best 11. Where do you begin with naming your best games? There's so many in our history, do you know what I mean? You've got so many to choose from.
So who's the characters in the bus at the moment? I mean, there's a lot of shy boys in that club. I noticed that when I was down there.
Oh, well,
and girls.
They're all really shy. They're all really shy in our club.
Is that shy barmaid still there?
Oh, what Michelle? Oh, the karaoke queen. She always gets the party started.
Oh, she does, mate.
There's a wedge on again. So you got Michelle, you got Mary on the left. She's my partner in crime. You're like the Union Bears and Ibrox. Me and Harry are the Union Bears to the Plymouth True Blues. We get the atmosphere going down here. There's so many dimensions. Jamesy, he's had a couple of holidays on me with the amount of money I've spent on him with toxins.
And was one of your highlights your anniversary dinner this year? Obviously you've done a lot of fun off for charity as well, mate.
Actually, mate, I just want to mention that, mate. I've had this year alone £8,500 to charity this year already. That's what we've done already. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable things we do down here.
I'll just go back to Jim Hannibal. I think that's a part of the support day that isn't recognised, Jim. Most organisations connected to Rangers are doing charity work.
Yeah. Supporters clubs, you mean?
Yeah, quietly, unassumingly, just get on with it.
They're not doing it for. I mean, I know Davey. I know Davey well. They don't do it for the limelight or anything like that. It's just for the cause and the fact that they can do it, and they'll go their way. I mean, I've tried to help them as best I could throughout the years, but they do some amount of fundraising. The guys down there. I mean, when you look at that club, Ulster, I mean, I know you were down there, but it's absolutely brilliant, especially in this, and maybe not in the current climate. I'm talking about maybe before Gerrard. There's a lot of supporters clubs who had their own premises have all went to the wall. They've given up the premises and what have you, clubhouses and things like that. There's been loads of them, and there is only I don't know off the top of my head, maybe 20 in the whole of the UK. I think that are genuine Rangers supporters clubs like the Plymouth True Blues. I know the Kirkintilloch Rangers supporters club. They do well. They do a lot of work as well to keep their clubhouse going. But there's not many left, and used to be loads and loads of them. So I mean, fair play to all the boys down in Plymouth. They're so far away, yet they can still go their way and get their clubhouse up and running, and it's the drink's cheap in it as well, and they watch all the games and all that. So I mean, fair play to the boys.
Brilliant, Davey.
Hello.
How do you see the club? How do you see it going? How do you see the future? Is a Gerrard effect going to be bounce the club forward for years to come? Plymouth True Blues, no our club.
I think so, yeah. I mean, my prediction is we will have ups and downs. I mean, we've had ups and downs over the 30 years, and we've had a load of money. We had our own minibus, which we come up, we bought and we were currently doing, and then people ripped us off for a load of money. You learn those lessons, and then you bounce back, and then you just move on with it. I think this year's a big year. It's just that we got feeling on Sunday, and after the game, me and Tom, the chairman there, we just looked at each other and says, "Do you get that feeling as well?"
Let's go.
And it was just that feeling, and for our club, I think we're going to go from strength to strength. We've got a really, really good team of people who all put their shoulder to the wheel and support it, and just while we're on, I want to thank Jim for, everything he's done to support us over the year, because there's people that have supported us. The John Gregg Loyal boys down in Dumbarton, they support us brilliantly. And I'd like to thank wee Fred Kennedy and the rest of them, and my wee niece.
Has he been found? Julia. Has Fred been found since the last trip?
No, he's in a sanatorium now.
All right, okay.
Wearing a nappy.
Whatever you do, don't mention trombone players.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to.
That was a private joke.
Aye. What about yourself, Lee? How do you see the Rangers going in the next 18 months, and how do you see the Plymouth True Blues going?
Well, if you could have been here on Sunday, like I said, this place was jumping. It's what we do best, I think. When we were gutted after that result, the way it went. But then the tunes are straight on. Do you know what I mean? Mary on the drums, and that was just, you know. But I think the club down here is just going from strength to strength. You know, I mean, Davey was saying on Sunday we had like £100. And like the first people coming in were paying for the memberships and all that. Do you know what I mean? New members, and it's superb, absolutely superb. Football.
Just come back just before I move on to football. What about your local mates? What do they think of you? Because
they all think I'm nuts, absolutely nuts. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. But like, a couple of them have been. You get a few like the Plymouth lads going up, and they just can't believe Ibrox and what it's like. And then the different pubs you go in, you know, the Loudon and the Bristol Bar and the Wee Rangers Club and all these places. You know what I mean?
I'm an Ibrox.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, mate. Football-wise, how are we gonna? Mate, it's coming home, innit? It's 55. It's going to be this season, mate. It is. I can just feel it in my water. It is. It's going to come home, mate. Honestly.
I think he's right. Just quickly, Jim Hannah, are you getting a wee buzz?
Oh, definitely. I'm kind of old enough and long enough in the tooth not to go overboard, you know, because I do think that we're kind of coming to the soonest era again. With Gerrard, and I know it's early days, but I've got a really good feeling. You know, even listening to the boys speaking, watching the boys on the park, and the effort they're putting into the game, and the type of football that they're trying to play. Just get as a striker, Stevie Gerrard, and you know, there's somebody that's going to score us maybe 30, 40 goals a season, and then that's us made. Honestly, because all around the park, all the players that he's got together, and I know a lot of them's kind of lone players, but that seems to be the deal now. I mean, you look at that boy with Celtic, that Patrick, whatever his name is. I think this is his 4th year at Celtic on loan from Manchester City. But I can't see us going down that road. You know, I think it's maybe a year's loan, and you know, maybe hopefully go in, and if the players do well, try and kind of buy them.
Yep. Davey.
A couple of really players in there now, and that.
Aye, some good players. Davey.
Hello.
Before we go at 10 o'clock, mate, can I say that the guys like yourself, you're right, you're the lifeblood of the Rangers support, because not just because of what you do, because of the people you bring into the Rangers family, like Lee, who's no connection to your club. Firstly, or lastly, what was your worst trip and what was your best trip up the road?
My worst trip was to Luxembourg last year. And my best trip was Tel Aviv.
Nothing to do with the football then?
Was there a game on? Oh, do you want football? Was that a football question? Sorry. Helicopter Sunday, Easter Road. I drove down the road. I mean, it's a long drive from Edinburgh to Plymouth, and I'd been out the night before and I absolutely kicked the tits out of it. Sorry, I'd had a couple of pints the night before, and I drove from Easter Road to Plymouth, and I didn't even crack a can of Red Bull. There was 3 of us in the motor, and we were stunned. We just kept looking at each other, repeating the same phrase time and time again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And we stopped once for petrol, got back in the motor, and then all looked at each other again. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. As for worst trip, it's got to be going to bloody Alloa or something like that, you know. I try to blank them out, you know. But Alloa or Berwick or something like that, you know, in the bad old days. You know.
They've been called the banter years now, but I don't really see it as being particularly funny myself, you know. But look,
maybe in a few years we'll see the funny side of it.
Do you think we're a stronger support for it, Davey? For having bad times? Do you think we're a stronger support for having the bad times?
We are strong, and you know,
yes.
Good. I tell you what, patting the back to the 22,000 or somebody who stuck with us when it was really bad, myself included, and renewed our season tickets. Because if we hadn't done it, we might have been in our worst place by now. I might that might be a bit.
Davey.
That might be a bit political, but
well, listen, it's your opinion. It's all about opinions, mate.
Of course,
you know. And you're happy with the way everything's gone at Plymouth True Blues. What's your next? You're hoping to get? He's running a place to the next round in Maribor. This round in Maribor.
No, I can't do Maribor because I've got a job on the Saturday. But you know, if we
oh, what a shame! Eh?
Sorry, on the Friday, yeah, I know. That'll be two European trips in a row I've missed. I've
call yourself a supporter.
I'm just slapping myself at the moment with a wet evening Times. Yeah. No, I mean, I hope we get a run in Europe. I really do. You know, I want to get to 100 this year.
Hope you get it, mate. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're hoping to get more supporters buses on telling their tales about how their clubs were formed and how they were built. Getting to know you guys for Plymouth True Blues and meeting yourself and Lee.
Thank you.
Plymouth was one of my highlights of this year. It's been a pleasure talking to you once again. Can I thank you for taking the time to join Rangers Radio? A big cheer for everybody at Plymouth, Lee.
What a rowdy mob.
Cheers, big man. If you don't mind going on mute. Cheers, mate. Absolute pleasure. And Jim, if you want to hang about, we'll have a tune for your Fox.
The Argyle so young to Glasgow City did come, seeking fortune and a new way of life. How could they all know their ambitions would grow? Such a beautiful story, when here's how it goes. Four lads had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. So hoist up your Rangers flags, sing with your hearts and voice. Let's celebrate the greatest club in the world. Let our history show what we already know. We are the Rangers, the greatest of all. To start a football team, they had no money, no kit, not even a ball. They still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. To start a football team, they had no money, no kit, not even a ball. But they still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. Had a dream to start a football team. They had no money, no kit, not even a ball. But they still carried on. The Rangers were born. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong. 54 titles, we're still going strong.
Thanks for that, Fox. How we doing, Bridge?
Oh, excellent, pal. 54 titles and still going strong. Marvellous stuff. Very happy. That was a really good interview. Once again, Oxgear. Well done.
I don't know if we call it an interview. We'll put that down as a bit of fun. Absolutely brilliant characters. Davey, Lee, and all the people at Plymouth, and of course Jim Hannon. Jim's still with us. How we doing, Jim?
Yeah, still here.
Hello, Jim. Pleasure to hear you again, pal. Pleasure.
Are we still in here?
Aye, we're live, mate. We're still live, mate. How we doing, Big Ulster?
Doing well, mate. That epitomises what this show's all about, doesn't it? Promoting our own, that's fantastic. And thank you, the Plymouth True Blues, for joining us. That was brilliant, and it's went down a hit with everybody listening. Great. And
we've got another couple of clubs lined up, but we need anybody else want to contact Big Ulster on social media to come and join us, give us a story of their club. We'll be here to promote it and talk about your the problems and the what you've got to deal with as a supporters bus. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Jim, I know you've dealt with a lot of that stuff over the years, and I don't want to open up all wounds, but it's a hard one to solve, isn't it?
As I said earlier on, it's a difficult one. It's like I always explained it. You just had the pie, and you've got to cut it up into so many pieces, and you eventually can't cut it up anymore. Do you know what I mean? So prior to Graham Souness coming, in fact, even when Souness came at Celtic Park, we used to get, I'm sure it was about 19,000 tickets. And I always remember one of the supporters clubs I travelled with, Bill Ingrave Oil for Fife, and Davy Wilson, who's a well-known bear who travels everywhere. Anybody that goes to other games will know Davy. Remember Davy saying to me when I travelled with a bus, and then a wee story, he said, you know, Jim, he said, when we went to Celtic Park, we get 92 tickets or something off the Rangers for the supporters club. And we used every single one of them. They put a couple of buses on. He says, and then it all started, the old seating thing all started, and that started making it more and more difficult to get tickets. And then Souness came, and, you know, it got even harder because there was more people, as Davy Cormack was saying, there was more and more people wanting to come to the games because Souness was there, and there was more people looking for tickets, and it got to the stage where it was really, really difficult to try and please everybody. You just can't do it. It's impossible.
No, hard task. We've also been joined by Fox. Evening, Fox.
Good evening, guys.
How are we doing, mate?
Not bad. That interview was great. Unfortunately for the listeners, they didn't see the Plymouth True Blues. They were on camera for us on Skype there. Absolutely brilliant watching them, mate.
Fox's MixLR working now? Just to admit, I picked up a message. There was a problem at the start, but I've just literally picked it up.
Aye, there was a wee fault at the start, but
all right, sorted now.
They never missed much. It was just you and Bridge talking, so
all right,
got the main thing.
But for some people, that's a highlight, Bridge, isn't it?
That's a shocking thing to say, Foxy.
Anyway, this Rangers, would it be fair to call it a revolution, Fox? Just keeps going, moving on at pace, mate. Somebody predicted that, somebody said the left back for the Croatian team, we've got to look at him, see where it takes us, worth a look. CC Barrell contacted me. You said a lot about it off air and on air, mate. And lo and behold, what happened today?
We signed the gentleman. Very, very pleased about that. I think we've got a real attacking full-back now to join Tav going forward. The guy's got good pace, good delivery into the box, and also scores goals, mate. Great signing, I think.
And can play centre-half on it as well, mate. He's quite a unit, isn't he?
I think he's only actually played once at centre-back, but he can fill in there.
He's a utility player. He can play in quite a few positions. Skillful player. I think he'd be comfortable playing at centre half, left back, midfield. I think he would just be comfortable playing in any positions. There was a boy on Facebook for down south, and he says, we were talking about the boy. It was on my own Facebook page, and we were talking about the boy signing, and he went, we're actually talking about seeing a player and just knowing that he is a football player. With the first with his touch and his movement and his passing and his delivery, you go, he's a football player. He's a really, really good player. And this boy says, well, he says, I remember watching him in the first game and going like that, see that guy with a bandage on his head? What a player he is. And then he came out in the game at Ibrox and he went, oh, here's bandage sheets coming on again. He says, we've had it. So the threat, and it's very, very seldom that you get a player for an away team that sticks in your mind. And whether it was a bandage, I don't think it was a bandage, because would have stuck in your mind if he was a bad player with a bandage, you would probably forgot all about him. I think they'd be a wee bit unfair with saying it was a bandage. I think the guy's just... Oh, he was arguably the best player of the two legs, Jim. Oh, I shadow it out. And a dangerous player. Scored the goal and it was a threat the whole game. And I think Candias' job the last game was basically trying to nullify him. Well, I think Candias actually did a great job. And I'm not a Candias fan, I've got to say, but I thought he'd done a great job with the boy because he kept him busy. He kept him busy, we back, and the boy had to track back and try and get Candias. And I kind of think when the manager made the decision to take Candias off and put, was it Windass he put on?
Windass is correct.
I think Windass wasn't giving you the same threat as what Candias was. And that would match it up. A bit more and the boy started to come up, albeit it was kind of near the end of the game, but the boy started getting into the game more. He started coming forward a lot more. Aye. We've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
How's it going, lads? It's Tapes.
All right, how you doing, mate? You've got a bug for this, haven't you?
How's it going, Kate? All right.
It's good, lads. A bit of a rough weekend, but I feel back to normal now, so I was able to get back in touch.
What was your excuse then?
Have you made the signing in a big Borna? Is that how we're pronouncing it? Borna? Am I right with that?
Double B.
I don't know. Fox, how are you pronouncing
it? Bandage the sheet.
Borna Bar.
Borna, all right. What are you making a Borna, Tate?
I was at the game at Ibrox and he was really good. You could tell straight away in the first game abroad that he was a good player. One of the most surprising things is that it's not often you see a team who put as much play as they do through a fullback. So that was quite interesting to see the amount of passages he was involved in. Like one of you had said before I'd phoned up is just instantly you could tell he was a player with his touch, his confidence on the ball. If he was pressured, it didn't look as though he wanted to get rid of it. He was quite happy for his man to approach him, and anything he could easily use his strength or his passing ability just to sort of make an opportunity or evade danger. So he looks as though he's going to be a standout this season.
See, can I just ask you? There was another boy played for them who took the long throw-ins. The wee sort of fair-haired, ginger-haired guy. Well, quite well built, but all left foot. I thought he was a fantastic player. I'd like him to come as well, to be honest. What did you think of that?
There was a few players that I thought.
That's right. There was two. They were all left foot, but this one was the one. Yeah. I thought he was brilliant. But he took the long throw-ins either side, and I thought he was a smashing player.
No, but I'm not saying he wasn't a good player, but I don't think he's any better than anything that we've got now. To be honest,
I thought from a football perspective, he held the ball very, very well. I'm afraid he was better than the players run about him, and I think under someone like Gerrard playing with the better quality players that we're getting, I think he'd be a star before long.
I don't know where we'd fit him in, Bridge, with all the midfielders we've got. I'm in Jim's camp at the moment now. You might be right if it doesn't work out for a few of them, but midfield seems to be keen. We've got a lot of competition for places there. But
I think they were comfortable all over the pitch. You know, everyone players were really comfortable on the ball.
True.
You could see the ball. I mean, with the Croatian, you just need to look at the Croatian team in the World Cup. They're all comfortable with a ball at their feet.
High quality players.
Like Spaniards are like, South American players. They're comfortable with a ball at their feet, and the Croatians have got that wee bit of steel in them as well. You know, they've got that wee bit of, if you could, I remember Pele saying if the Brazilians could take some of the Scottish heart and use their skill, what a team they would be. Croatians have kind of got that a wee bit, where they're, they're skillful. Every one of them's all skillful players. Yeah. They're all comfortable in a ball.
So, do you think that'd be a market for us then, Jim? About the Croatian
yeah. And you're getting value for your buck there, Bridge, yeah?
I think so. Seriously, in my head, I'm not saying that the boy's a natural, but he's over 6 feet tall, 6'1" or something like 1.5. For me, he'd start off with my left side back three, most assuredly. What is a really, really good player he is. Really good player.
I can't
plus
believe
a captain.
For the price, Bridge, to be honest with you, I don't believe it. I'm shocked.
What was the price, Jim?
Well, they're saying 2.2 million. Some of them are saying it was less than that.
Jim, just out of curiosity, you're this secret benefactor.
Oh, jeez. That's a cracker, isn't it?
I just want to know, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to work it out. Bridge said no, Fox said no. I'm going to ask you.
No.
No, it's no me, so it must be you, Big Ulster.
Oh, it's certainly not me.
Tate?
If it's me, it's not going to last for long, lads.
Aye, what a story that was. Well, it might be true. We'll only see. Maybe potentially going forward, there might be investment coming, but we'll see what it takes us. I don't know if we will go to a 3-5-2 Bridge. I really don't. But what does this say about if this boy's going to play at left back? Now, he looks as if he's a more natural left back. I'll go to Ulster first, then Jim. More natural left back than John Flanagan does. John Flanagan's not played badly, but obviously he's right-footed, so it gives you different problems. So where does Flanagan go, and ultimately what does it mean for our captain? Ulster.
Ooh. Well, just my own opinions. I don't think I think that he'll play, to be honest. I think he's that good. The quality that we've seen from him, he did stand out. Jim's correct. It wasn't just the bandage, it was the fact that the guy was fantastic. He's such a powerful player. He created a lot for them. He has a great left foot on him. He could deliver a ball in as well as very dangerous as well from crossing the balls in. And he was a class act. Flanagan, for me, is solid. But at times you can see that he's a wee bit awkward in certain the way his footing is because he is naturally a right back. I think the big fella, Borna Brasic, I think it'll end up being Borna Burr soon enough. What do you see? He will play, definitely. In my opinion, he'll be a starter in our team. Whether or not that moves Flanagan to right back, and maybe we'll eventually see Tavernier moving up a wee bit. I know a lot of people would like to see Tavernier more forward because I think his attacking qualities.
I don't see what would fit Tav in, mate, going forward. I don't think he's any better than what we've got in midfield now. I think we're upping the quality, and there's going to be casualties.
Well, this is it. There's no doubt Stephen George will look at the team yet, and as I say, we're in different competitions. George already showed us in the last few games that he is willing to change it. He freshens it up. He has said he wants 2 quality players in each position. He's already quoted that, and he's starting to make moves on that already, mate. And I think it'll just be horses for courses. But just from what I've seen so far from that guy, and it's only 2 games, he looks fantastic. And he has been in part of the Croatian squad. He actually just missed the squad, just missed out for the World Cup. And that team went to the World Cup finals. He's 3 caps for them, so he is quality. And as Jim says, the price we got him for is an absolute steal, in my opinion. I think that's the market we need to be looking in, so it's not just as overpriced as the English market.
Well, Jim, if he'd been in that World Cup squad, the price would have been doubled, if not tripled, for the same player. But how do you see his lining up now? Because I think he's coming to play at left back, personally.
I think the boy could play left back or left midfield, and what Big Ulster's saying there, it's like I think there will be horses for courses. He will play. I'm not saying he'll drop the boy. I think the boy will play left back or in the left side of midfield, one of the two, and it just depends who we're playing against and what formation that he sets up. But I do see, and I agree with him as well about what's the boy for Liverpool left back?
Flanagan.
I do see him moving to right back and trying it out, and Tav moving into the right side of midfield, because you'll have a quality player throwing balls in for the left, and Tav, the one thing Tav's got is a quality in crossing balls and picking players out. All you need is somebody to put the ball in the back of the net. So if you've got that on both sides, and I would play Tav before I would play Candias. To be honest with you, I just think it gives you more quality on the ball, and his delivery is a lot better than Candias, and it's Candias' his fall down for me is his delivery. I think some of his deliveries, some of them are quite good, but I mean he's not consistent enough.
That's a bit consistency. Go to Tate then, the Bridgeman, and then Fox before we hear from our latest signing. Big Tate.
Aye, lads. Since Barisic just came in, there's a lot of people suggesting he'll slot in at left back, Flanagan will go out to right back, and then Tav could be pushed into the middle. But it's just it seems to be that everybody's almost in agreement that should it come down to one player at right back, Tav or Flanagan, that Flanagan would get the position before him. I've not really seen enough of Flanagan yet to say whether he would get the start over Tavs, because obviously Tavs impressed Gerard enough for him to give him the captaincy, and what Tavs gives us, like his delivery, that's obviously something I think is going to feature a lot for us this season. One of the reasons I could see him going into the right mid position is the wingers this season so far. Gerard has chopped and changed so often. I don't really think we've had any sort of winger who's really had more than one game in a row in one position. Obviously, Candias hasn't featured as much. Murphy's had a chance on either wing, as has Kent, and I think maybe Windass has had a chance in the middle and the right. So basically, there's no real consistency with any players pinning down a position in the wings. So I could understand why Tav, if he isn't going to be dropped, he could feature on the right mid.
Touchman.
I'll go back to what I said, and I've been saying for a long time I would love to see a 3-5-2 Ibrox. I think we've now got two really good defensive type centre halves, and we just need someone who can balance that on the left, a left-sided player. I think we've now brought one in. He's got some height. He's been the captain of the team. He's a brilliant player, really clever on the ball, and a nice passer of the ball, and takes a smashing free kick for the left, which we don't have. Excuse me, we certainly don't have at the moment. So that's an addition. I don't know where Flanagan would fit, but I think he might even be asked to provide cover in the defensive mid, But I could just see them just pushing the two.
Sorry, Bridge, I'll just cut across you. We've got a caller. Caller, I think you've got the show in the background, please. Can you cut it off? Thank you. Carry on, Bridge.
No, as far as I'm concerned, I would just like to see the two fullbacks, the new left back or left side of a back three, particularly Ibrox now, right? Particularly Ibrox. So allows everybody to move up, and there's obviously the one person that would maybe fall out of that would be Murphy. Someone like Murphy would drop out to make room for that to happen. I'm just interested to see what he's going to do.
All right. Evening, caller. How are we doing?
How you doing, lads? It's Magpie. How you doing, folks? Long time no here.
Magpie, it's 10:20 and you've come on the show.
Mate, it's midnight. We're doing a show at midnight now. We're on a good mood, for goodness sake. Oh, you stop being a killjoy. How you getting on?
How you doing, Magpie?
How we doing,
folks,
mate?
I've been really busy. I've been put in the lobby. I've been working all the time. I've actually been doing sleepovers right through to...
Are you the secret benefactor?
You kidding me? I'll tell you what, I wish I was. Do you know something? I'm hoping it's true, but the reason I phone, guys, is to congratulate you on how wonderful the show's gone. It's brilliant to see it going from strength to strength and new people on, and that's the whole thing. That's what we're wanting. All I want now, mate, is to get this, this strip saga sorted out so we can see Glasgow with blue strips on it again, because really and truly we're missing a trick here, especially with these European championships, you know what I mean, going, and all they're seeing, all people see is green and white or green and grey hoop strips. I want to see Rangers taking their rightful position, and as soon as we get that sorted out, get the guys wearing the blue again, get the pride back. Because we've always been proud, mate, but I'll tell you something, right? I sat and listened to TalkSport. They were talking about what an amazing support son. Only got 31,000 at a lower league game. And but the standard of football Rangers were playing against teams a lot like practically junior players, and you were getting 50,000. That goes unnoticed because nobody wants to, in this country up here, wants to promote Rangers in a good light. Now, with Stephen Gerrard being here, I'm so excited because the whole of not just Britain, its eyes will be in Scottish football, but in Europe, and they'll see just how corrupt this has been. And it's already started the first game. And you can tell they're rattled, Ox, because they're all coming out and they're all condemning Gerrard for telling the truth. The same people would never say anything about Neil Lennon doing the exact same thing. I think we're going rattled, mate, and I'm so happy. And I'm so glad to see you guys going from strength to strength. I'm sorry, as I say, I've not been on. Not at all. I know you've been wanting my disguise. It's been a blessing in disguise for you guys. One of the guys, he's from Northern Ireland. His brother's really ill, and he's needed to have time off. So basically, I've been filling in for him. And like I said, I'm always at my work, mate. I've not had a chance to, but I'll always be listening in.
Here, mate. We know that. We know that, mate. Listen, what's your view on the new signing before we hear from him?
Well, mate, I'll tell you one thing. I was watching that. I just seen the highlights. Obviously, I was working the nights we were playing, but I actually watched the game later on. I got it taped, and the guy's just what we need. He said exactly what we need. You can see the confidence coming through the lads. I just worry that we overplay at times, but I think it'll come good. We're a work in progress. But you know something, Ox? I'll say that to you, mate. See anybody that turns around and says we're a million miles behind, away from him. We weren't a million miles away from him, and we're crap. We crapped it in games against him. And there was decisions that went against us right through that league. We would have finished second in that league. We should have finished second in that league, but the decisions that went against the club were a joke. This year, I'm very confident, mate. Very confident. And this guy's a top player.
All right, well, the rumour has it from my news hound that by the end of the week we'll signed a striker, Armin Hodzic of Dinamo Zagreb. Should be a Rangers player by the end of the week.
And it's just exactly what you need. Just exactly
a striker, yep. So while Fox is playing the interview, I will see what I can find out about. Well, Ulster, if you don't mind, if you can find out about Armin Hodzic of Dinamo Zagreb.
I think he's a Bosnian. I think he's about 24, 25-year-old.
Oh, good age again.
Rated about 1.8 million in the transfer market. That's what I know about him.
Scored about 40-odd goals out of 100-odd games, which is not bad.
For a young boy. All right, let's hear from our latest signing, and then we'll maybe talk about where it's going to take us next in this journey. So if you don't mind going to mute, Mads, let's hear from our latest signing.
I'm very excited to be part of the Rangers, such a big family and club with the most trophies in world.
You played against Rangers last week for Optimism. How impressed were you with what you saw from Rangers in those games?
Yes, we played last week, and the game was being very good, but not for us, for Rangers. It is their goal in a second, actually third qualification, so everything is okay.
You played here at Ibrox as well. How good was it to play here, and what did you make of it?
It's very excited to play in atmosphere like on Ibrox, 50,000 fans singing, and they are very positive, crazy, very passionate, and I like that very much.
The manager here is Stephen Gerrard. How excited are you to work with him, such a legend of the game?
Yes, I want to thank you to manager Steven Gerrard, to director Mark, Alan, and to all fans, of course, because they believe in me, and now I need to back everything this on pitch.
You will get the chance to play beside Nikola Katic. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yes, Nikola is my friend from Croatia. I played once in national team with him. He's a great player, a great guy, and I'm very excited to play. I think that the most important thing is that I give every game 100%. I see that fans in Rangers recognize that, and I'm very happy because of that. I will give my heart on the Ibrox and every other stadium for Rangers, and I think that this is most important thing.
You have played already for the Croatia national team. By playing here at Rangers, might that give you more of a chance to play again for them?
Yes, of course. I think this club will give me a chance to play on national team now.
And what do you know of Rangers and Scottish football, and how do you think you'll be able to adapt and settle here?
Yes, I know about Rangers that they have been 54 times win this Premiership, and I know that exists the firm. This is derby with Celtic and Rangers. I want to give back everything what fan sent to me, all this message and everything. I need to back this because manager and all people in club believe in me, and now I need to back this everything on a pitch, and I will do that.
All right, thanks for that, Fox. Bridgeman, obviously the boys came in and only time will tell how good he's going to be, but I think I signed him, we've all welcomed.
Oh, you know, the guys that saw him at Ibrox, when we saw him on the telly over there, and he looked absolutely amazing. We saw him at Ibrox and he was still amazing, and he scored the goal against us. He's just such a good player. And when you see, we've got not a bad team, let's be very honest, we've got quite a good team and not a bad strong defence, and he managed to break us, and he was the one that scored the first goal against us for the, shall we say, the short time that we were shall we say, clean sheets all the way. So it's a, shall we say, a big flag for him to fly. I'm really pleased the Rangers have done this. And as Jim Hanna said a wee minute ago, you know, what's this guy worth in a real market? I mean, is he no worth maybe double the money in reality? And if he turns out as good as what we have seen him and what our imagination sees him as, my God, what a wonderful player! What a wand of a left foot, superb.
A bargain, really a bargain.
Sounds like it.
A bargain. Fox, I never heard from you before the interview, but 2.2 could turn out to be a bargain by you.
It's a very good price considered the inflated market down south, and even up here, teams are starting to ask silly money for mediocre players. It's a market. We went into first with Katic, now we're followed in with Borna there, and I don't think that'll be our last venture into Croatia, mate.
The Balkans even.
Aye. I had watched, I'd brought him up to you when we were on a Skype as soon as we drew Aussie because I like to look at the opposition, and I think it was about a week before we played them, and I went through all the videos. I think he started off more in the midfield, as Jim was saying, but eventually found his good position at left back. And I heard the boys talking about Flanagan moving to the right. I doubt this, mate. I don't see us straying far from playing the 4-3-3. And I think Tav will hold his position and Flanagan will fall into the Hodgson role of being cover for both of these men.
All right. Obviously, there's rumours that Lee's leaving the club. I can see it now. All of a sudden, we're stronger in the full-back position. Jim Hanna, but the quality's just sneaking up a wee bit. The physicality, pace and power, and ultimately that's going to make us a harder team to beat. And as you rightly said, once we start putting in the other net, which wasn't a problem last year, putting in the other end, this team could go places.
Definitely. I mean, if you take Sunday's game against Aberdeen, and the fact Morelos got sent off, right, and the referee had an absolute, one of the worst referees' performances that I've seen for many a year, and some of the things that Aberdeen get away with, we could have still won that game because of the amount of chances that we had. I mean, I've said this loads of times since Sunday. We made enough chances to score to win 2 games on Sunday, but we never took them. And had we had somebody in there on Sunday that could put the ball in the back of the net, we could have played there with 9 men and still beat Aberdeen. We were that good. So definitely, I mean, get as a striker there that can put, who's got a nose for goal, who can put the ball in the back of the net. The wee Morelos boy, I think he's been playing well, but he's too unselfish for me. He's wanting to lay off the ball to other people. He's not selfish enough to be an out-and-out goal scorer. Because he's got balls, and don't get me wrong. I mean, he puts some great balls on a plate for other players to score, but they've been missing them. But I want a centre forward who's greedy, who just wants to score all the goals himself.
Fair comment, mate. I get it. Usually, they don't pass, they'll shoot. Big Ulster, then we'll go to Tate. Big Ulster, you get some quick facts on the guy we're river to be with.
Yeah, Albert College. He's a 6'1" striker. He's actually born in place of birth is Spain, but he obviously plays for Bosnia at the minute. And he's actually in 2018 here, he's actually had 2 appearances for them, so he might be starting to make his way into that team. He actually started off at a club called Krupa, and then he went and moved from them to a different club. It didn't really go too well for him, but he was very young at the time, so he went back to Krupa again, the team that he knows. He ended up with 55 appearances and 35 goals. He got a big move to Lech Poznan. Unfortunately for him, it was a loan with option to buy, but unfortunately he got a serious knee injury there and was out for 2 months. So they didn't trigger the option.
I believe their fans turned their back on him.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, he didn't get the option to buy because maybe they were annoyed with, fans are like with him being there and obviously not playing much with the injury. So he's went back, obviously, again to Krupa. So hopefully there's a wee gem there that we can get another one that Gerard found, mate, that can get us and say he's got the height, so you can see what kind of player he's going for. He's going for the big, tall strikers. So obviously for the guys to wing the ball in, as Jim Hanna said, we need somebody to do that for us. And he's still very young. He's only 23, so it could be exciting for us. If he's anything like he was there Krupa before he moved to Lech Poznan, if he can have that sort of form coming in the R League, it would be fantastic.
Tate, is Mark Allen's role and recruitment role, is it coming to the fore now? Things have moved on rapidly. I mean, the team's evolved a lot quicker, honestly, than I thought it would.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think evidence of Mark's influence is quite a lot of the players who have been signed recently. Not only do they mention, how sort of good negotiations were and how much a factor Steven Gerrard is. Quite a lot of the players have actually spoke about Mark himself as part of the negotiation. So I think there was a wee bit of sort of. I don't think the relationship was quite right when Mark initially joined. There's rumours that he wasn't getting the freedom that he was promised, but now with the players that are coming through the door, the quality that we'll see, and the fact that the players that are coming from markets that we'd never really delved into before, I think we're starting to see the fruits of our labour with Mark.
Magpie.
Well, mate, can I just say something? That Travelog, he fairly picks up the dialect everywhere he goes, doesn't he? and the good thing about this boy, this Rossiter can use a bandage, so it's a win-win situation. No, all kidding aside, lads, it's absolutely brilliant. It's the kind of guys we need. Look, you need physicality, pace and ability. It's everything we're short of. Courage. And I think getting these guys in, and they're good ages as well, it's exciting. As I said to you, it's what we've needed. And I don't think we were that far behind them. I don't think there's a big gulf at all. In fact, I think the fact that the manager's now moaning about lack of signings is telling you everything you need to know. In fact, I don't even know if they'd get past the AEK Athens. Let's be honest about it, lads. This is a Rangers team's day from last season. And I think everybody on here, we've all been optimistic. I tried to be. But I think we've been realists as well. And I think we're genuinely excited. I don't know anybody that doesn't feel excited. It's the kind of guy I'm looking to see come in. As I say, lads, just before I go, because I don't want to take over the show again, but what is that? The thing that's bothering me is the position with guys like Ryan Hardy. I don't understand where he fits in. Why are we loaning out a player to lower leagues? He's already done that. If he's supposed to be part of our plans, would we not be better letting the guy go? And people like that. The boy Rossiter, I can't really see a future from either, because as you said, we've got an abundance in midfield. So there's still stuff to get sorted out, and I think it will. And it's just coming bit by bit. And I'm definitely excited. And I think we will get less dodgy decisions against us because the eyes of the whole of Britain's watching this now. And can I just say, well done to the Plymouth guys, fantastic. That's even cheered me up even more. They're doing brilliant, lads. The show's actually gone from strength to strength. And as I say to you, it wouldn't matter. I will always be listening in. And if I can get a chance, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll pre-warn you. I will phone in. Sorry for that company.
just let us know so we can start the show at 8 o'clock, right?
Listen, we say next time you're up, because I'm working that day you're up. But, like I said, you've got my phone number. See if you could give me a phone, a personal phone call. We can arrange something, because I needed to speak to you anyway about certain things. And then I'll organise. I'll come meet you guys. I'll definitely do that. If you are up. You know what I mean?
No bother, mate. No bother. Always a pleasure, Magpie. You
same with you guys. Well done, lads. Everybody, well done, Ulster as well.
Aye, big man's a star.
Definitely, mate.
Thanks, Magpie.
Nice man, that Magpie. Nice man.
Yeah, lads, I've just seen one thing about Hodzik. Hodzik is,
on you go.
Hodzik is 23. If he is the sort of the striker that we're going to get, and everybody knows we're looking for one more striker, that means the three boys that we've got on the book are going to be 23-year-old. Morelos, who's just on 22, and Omar Sadiq, who I think is 21. Does this relatively young group of strikers, is that going to be an issue? Do we need a player who's maybe a bit more sort of clever, knows the dark arts, maybe can keep the heat when things are sort of gone against us, or do you think those three boys will be able to handle it?
Oh, we'll go to our most experienced panel member for that, Mr. Bridgman. When do you stop? Basically, the question is, when do you stop being a boy on a football park? It's different for different people, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't call Morelos a boy at all. I know he's a young lad to a certain extent, age-wise, but he's very experienced. And every week he's gaining more and more experience. So, yeah, he's young. I think I would call the likes of the young guy, Umar Sadiq, I'd call him a young lad. I wouldn't have any shame in doing so. And I hope he makes it. Someone like him makes it. The new chap coming in, what did you say, was 23? 23, so he's...
Potentially coming in, potentially.
I'm saying potentially he's coming in. He's 23-year-old, experienced, probably. Is he in? Did somebody say I heard he's international caps or something? Or he's knocking on the door? Well, what can you say to that? He's played in a few countries, I believe. So get his experience. Please, get the experience. I'd be delighted if we get someone like that in. It would take a lot of the weight off of Morelos' shoulders, who, in fact, based on what I'm hearing, I don't know whether any of you guys have heard it, I was hearing there was 2 French clubs in for him. A rumour came about today, 2 French clubs interested in him. I don't know how much for, of course, but might not even be any truth in it. It's just a rumour.
We're going to get rumours.
Yeah.
Jim, some of the people that you got to know, they were playing for Rangers as teenagers every week.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, if you're old enough.
Aye, definitely. When am I going to get a nickname, by the way?
Right, okay. Listen, old Jim. Right, carry on.
No, I think we should put that as a vote in the lobby, what we should call Jim.
Well, wait a minute, I would have few names back right away here, Jim. Do you want
Don't do it, Jim. I done that one time.
No
and it was
swear
the worst
words,
decision.
please. Don't publish swear words.
All right, what we'll do, Ulster, tomorrow's poll, Jim Hanna's nickname for Skype. You need to hear him.
Surely it just won't be his nickname. Surely it's going to be sign-in name.
What? Hannah Banana.
Like Oxchair. There you go.
Hannah Banana.
Oh, listen, I get in a few fights in school with people calling me that, so don't do that.
All right, see, well, that'll need to be one.
Memories.
What about and the second one being Slim Jim? How does that grab you?
No, well, that's
God. Oh, God, no.
Are you going to stick with Jim Hanna?
Anyway, just leave it. What was the question again?
If you're good enough, you're old enough.
Oh, if you're good enough, you're old enough. I mean, the one that springs to mind to me was Wally Henderson, who was one of my favourite players. And he was young enough. I think he was 18. He was playing for his country as well. And he was established in the Rangers team. Took over for another great winger, Alex Scott, who had a great Rangers career and went to Everton, had a great career there as well. And wee Wally, it didn't matter what age you are. If you're good enough, you're old enough. As you said, Wally Johnson was another one. Wally Johnson came into the team pretty young as well, 17-year-old, 18-year-old, playing for Rangers in cup finals in front of 100,000 people. No, it's definitely. I mean, if you've got the talent,
right.
Hopefully fit, but it doesn't really matter what age you are. Experience will come. Don't get me wrong, and it's good for the players to play alongside experienced players. They can't have a team of inexperienced players, young players. And saying that, I mean, Fergie proved everybody wrong with that one, didn't he? We always Beckhams and Scholes and all the rest of them that came through in his team, but he had Cantona to kind of offset them, you know. So you do need somebody with a bit of experience.
Well, I think he had Bruce and Pallister in the centre back roles, didn't he? And Michael.
Good, strong defenders, you know. And that's what we've got. It looks like that's what we've got now. And the boy Golson's he looks a cracking player. Although I don't know why he jumped out of the road for that ball Sunday. That goal that scored, they seemed to jump out. I don't know if he was trying to block it or what. He thought it was going to be a bit higher, I don't know, but if he just stood up, as he just cut off him. You know?
Yeah, I thought he was trying to avoid a deflection. That's what I thought he was trying to do.
You can't do
goalkeeper getting it. I know, pal. I know. It's just that.
Can't do that. That's what happened to him. You've got to be able to. If a ball comes off you and deflects off you, then that's just tough. That happens. Yeah. You've got to be able to block that ball. It doesn't matter.
Well, but we don't know if McGregor shouted. You know, McGregor may have shouted to him, "Leave it." You know,
there's no way he shouted, "Leave it." Somebody shoot for the edge of the box, Brad.
No. I'm saying he may have. McGregor might have had sight of it and says, "I'm getting this." So I don't know. We won't know. It looked like he was avoiding the ball to me. That's what it looked like.
You must have played with some goalies when they shouted "Leave it" when somebody shot for the edge of the box.
It was a lovely shot the boy got in, but it wasn't the hardest shot. It was
placed away. It was placed away from him. Tate, if you're good enough, you're old enough, seems to be the sentiment.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And if it came down to ability, obviously Alfredo's already proved himself. Young Sadiq, young boy, but really impressive. Some of his attributes are outstanding. His speed and his strength, and the sort of cameo he played in the friendly, and obviously what he's done for Roma, the friendly against Paris Saint-Germain. He looked really sensational. And then I don't really know much about this young Bosnian, but yeah, they all look as though they're going to be good players regardless of their age.
Hello. Is Barry Ferguson in the studio there? No,
he is not. No.
No, I thought I heard Barry. Who is your guest beside there tonight? Who's on?
Yes, that's Jim Hanna, who used to be the fans liaison officer. Yes.
This is David from Belfast. I'm a good Rangers supporter. I think Gerard's doing a good job at Rangers, and long may it continue. And I wish him all the best for this coming season.
You're here, Davey. Thanks very much, mate.
Yes, come on the wee Gers Thursday night.
Yes, I hope so, mate. We hope so.
Yes, mate, and all the best from all the supporters in Northern Ireland. We wish Rangers and Stevie G all the best, and the team all the best for the coming season.
Big Ulster, on you go, mate.
Yes, mate. Right. We're from Ulster. Yes.
Yeah, we've got an Ulsterman here. On you go, big man.
All right, Davey. How are you, mate? Good to have you join us.
Yes, mate. And enjoying the show. Like, I have it on Facebook here. I enjoy it every night that you are on. And like just like to say for everybody who supports Rangers here, home and away, well, we'll never miss them, and we'll wish them all the best. I think we've got a good manager in place, and long may it continue, and long may he can bring success to the once and always will be the famous Glasgow Rangers.
Here, Davey, mate. We're with you there, mate.
Yes, and I would like to send my apologies out to Nacho Novo, we call it, on I'm getting assaulted. Because they're just scumbags. Celtic are just scumbags. If we done that to John, no, we don't do that. If we done that to Scott Brown, you'd be all over the papers tomorrow morning.
You don't need to apologise, mate. You've nothing to apologise for.
No, we love Natural Novo Line, so I support Linfield, and we've helped you out a lot, and we love coming over to play us. We love Glasgow Rangers. We are the blue, bro. Yes, man. That's all I want to say, man. Thanks very much, anyway.
Thanks for joining us, Davey. Cheers, mate.
Thanks.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Thanks, Davey.
See, Jim, he's not got a nickname. Davey.
Davey Blue. Davey Blue, man.
Big Ulster, there was a second Bosnian player. You can remember the second one before the first one, but you're doing the first one before the second.
Bosnians everywhere here. There's reports right even. Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, I never had this trouble with Ibrox Loyal.
I know. For flip's sake, he was only bad at percentages. Good at everything else. Where are you, Ibrox? Get back. This is the other Bos. So there's actually two being reported, believe it or not. They're actually both 23. They're both Bosnians. So they are. But this one, obviously, he's probably more well-known because he's playing for Dinamo Zagreb. He actually started his career as a youth player in 2012. His youth career started 2011 to 2012 with Liverpool. Then he got into the senior contract from 2012 to 2014 for Liverpool. Then I'm not going to try and pronounce this next name because he was loaned out and I can't even pronounce that club. But he went there anyway, and after 45 appearances, got 18 goals. Then he went to Zagreb, where it does get impressive. 2014, he has 80 appearances with 36 goals for Zagreb, which is pretty amazing because that's a big, big club over there. He's been youth care right through from 17, under 17, under 19s, and under 21s for Bosnia. And now he's actually moved up to the first team squad, and he's got 5 appearances. So that looks like another great prospect, guys. And he's 5'11", a wee bit smaller, but yeah, it looks like the both of them. That's the club's in, if you were believe reports. That is.
Did you mention he started with Liverpool?
Yes, mate. That's where it becomes really interesting for me. Yeah, he's been there for a long time, from 2011 till 2014.
Maybe interesting. Fox, you coming in?
I think Liverpool signed him for 200 grand as a youth player, mate, but never worked out for him at Liverpool. He'd have been there the time that Stevie Gerrard was there. But I don't like all this, to be honest with you. We're in for this, we're in for that. Once they showed the scarf at Ibrox, mate, me know we're signed, I would talk about them then. Tate was talking about having a more experienced striker. I think if we'd have got Lafferty at 200,000, wasn't a big outlay, I think he could have done a job for us for 1 or 2 seasons, mate. I know his history and I know everything that goes along with him, but I think his experience in the Premier League up here or the SPFL would have done us well, mate. I think, and he gives something extra. He's also good in the air, no fear to shoot, big Kyle, and he doesn't get messed about. So I don't think it's money wasted.
I know there's rumours that that's dead, mate, but you never know. You never know. Look how many transfers we've been told are not happening this season, just this season, and the next thing they've signed for us.
But what's your opinion? Do you really think it'll happen?
50-50, Bridge.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick backstory on that. It's the first one we were commenting on, that Elver Koljic from who plays for FK Krupa. It was actually him. Must have been tonight. There has actually he was telling the media when they had a media conference that Rangers had put a bid in for the player. So that's obviously where it's all started.
Sorry, did you say that the player himself had said Rangers had put in a bid?
No, it was the general manager of FK Krupa when they had a media conference, and when they were coming about players, he's added that Rangers put a bid in for him. So whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Wow.
Interesting times. Interesting times, Jim. We're back on the back pages for all the right reasons.
Aye. On what Fox was saying there about Kyle Lafferty, and I'm sure he'd be a bad addition to the squad, but Kyle Lafferty could never hear you about in a million years. I don't know where you're getting. He was good in the air. He certainly wasn't good in the air because he was like 6'4", and when he jumped, he was about 5'11", because he always seemed to jump down away. But he could score goals, big laugh. You know what I mean? If he's through 1-on-1, you'd put your mortgage on that he was going to score. But I'm still wanting a striker who's good in the air as well as good in the ground as well. And Lafferty, if we sign him, fine and well, but it's just going to give us another option up front. I don't see him being an out-and-out main striker at all. That's just my opinion.
Aye, but I think the other thing I know is he's building the team, but he's also building the squad, Jim, which is two slightly different things. Because you've got to have backup and some players that you might be able to. It's all about keeping the squad happy. But it's a difficult thing in management, eh?
I think the fact that they go in with a £200,000 bid kind of speaks volumes. If we can get him for £200,000, as Fox says, it's a good deal. It's a good bit of business. But Hearts are not going to let him go for 200,000. They're looking for. Was it 750,000 or something? They were looking for him.
£1 million they're looking for.
Was that $1 million?
Sign him in the first. If we're that interested in him for building our squad, I know he'll be a few months older, or near enough a year older, but we can sign him in the 1st of January. See if they're resolved then, because he could walk away in the summer for nothing.
Is that right? I know he just signed a contract with
I think it was a 2-year deal he signed when he signed the contract. Which you're using big
contract.
Tate, which you're using Big Lafferty, Tate?
I think a lot of people say that. I think he definitely is a much improved player than the one who left us. Was it 6 years ago or similar? I'll be honest. I really don't have an issue with. I don't have an issue with the way sort of Lafferty had left. There's certain players that I have an issue with, and there's a lot of them that I don't. McGregor's one of the players I don't have an issue with, and Lafferty's another one. But I still was a wee bit kind of underwhelmed when I heard that we might be getting him in. Although I do think he could do a trick for us, I think if this is the season, and if this is the season we're going to get 55, I honestly think that we need better than Lafferty, to be honest.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time in the evening. Can I thank Davey from Northern Ireland, Big Tate for joining us, Bridgeman. Great to have the one and only Jim Hanner on the show. It's great to have you on, Jim, as usual.
Ferguson, it was Barry Ferguson.
Barry Ferguson. Are we going to go with that, your nickname?
No, no, you're
Barry Ferguson.
Fox, Big Ulster, Magpie Jer, and all the people who joined us for Plymouth True Blues. Bridgeman, give the Plymouth True Blues a special shout out for your good self.
Oh, what can I say? What a marvellous night, and well done to Plymouth True Blues, every single one of them, and Davy up in his bedroom with you know what. But all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, and that includes Jim Hanna. Every single one of us, please keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need you. Keep it going.
There were cheers from the crowded congregation as the light blew the mirrors beneath the stand, to the sound of the very latest music that was played by the Government Borough Band. The excitement was tense, the game was starting as the Rangers kicked off amidst the roar. For the yells and shouts were just terrific when the one and only Glasgow Rangers scored. We'll support no other team but Rangers and follow wherever they may go. So drink a toast to Glasgow's football heroes who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go. The excitement was tense, the game was starting as the Rangers kicked off amidst the roar. For the yells and shouts were just terrific when the one and only Glasgow Rangers scored. We'll support no other team but Rangers and follow wherever they may go. So drink a toast to Glasgow's football heroes who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go. Who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go.